definitely open for booking. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, DJ around Perth, and yeah, just love being part of the crowd. So keen to talk about it.
Yeah. So like, what got you into music? Like, we always do the same spiel like every episode.
Yeah, I was
like...
kind of expecting this. So like, let's just get it out of the way. Hey?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I've always loved it. So I got forced to play instruments when I was really young.
Very nice. What instruments?
The clarinet predominantly.
Yeah, I played the clarinet when I was younger.
Clarinet bonding.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, like, again, forced to play in the band, used to literally have the music stand up and, like, hide it.
No, really?
No one could see me at, the, like, school assemblies and stuff. But long story short, I guess it kind of started something. Grateful for it now, as we are, like, when we look back on things, everything in hindsight.
That's it, like, starting off with instruments and just getting that little little pinch of just, like, what music is. Yeah. You can build on into something, right?
Totally. And I remember having this, like, music teacher when I was in high school, and he, like, you would literally just tell him any song, and he would just be able to play it on the piano, and I just thought that was the sickest thing.
Yeah, so, that actually is pretty cool.
Yeah, like, literally, I'd be like, play Hey Jude, and he would just... Like, it was so cool.
Very nice.
I did nothing in, like, music class for, like, the whole, like, high schooling, but he would always just, like, you know, pass us over. So always had a soft spot there. But I guess beyond that, I had a moment in Bali, like, a couple of years ago. We're at Finn's. This is so cliche, by the way. I'm going on an absolute tangent already.
Yeah.
We're at Finn's, so, like, and it's New Year's Eve. And can't even tell you who's playing now. I'm pretty sure the headliner pulled out the last minute, as they all do. And I was there with one of my best mates who's, like, just mad into house, and we just looked at each other and we were like, we're going to do this. When we get back to Australia, we're going to lean into this and learn a little bit more. And that was when I was really getting into, like, electronic music at that point. Like, obviously we all go on this, like, bit of a mature journey. So I loved hip-hop growing up. And then branched out into, like, more electronic styles and
like
stuff.
The classic 90s hip-hop, or like...
Loved it. Like, loved it. And then, like, even early 2000s, like, old Kanye and stuff. That was my jam. Like, Lupe Fiasco.
Yep.
That kind of shit just got me through high school. So, I guess just beyond that, got back to Australia and enrolled in Lab 6.
Very nice.
And
can we pull up Lab 6 as well, if that's all good?
Yeah, shout out Lab 6. Shout out Paolo, my instructor there, absolute legends. And then I guess the rest was history. So that was a really long-winded way of saying that. Yeah.
That's not the right Lab 6.
I don't know what that is. I'm concerned.
Yeah, look up Lab 6 Perth music. That is definitely something else. But how did you find the course though? Did you... Wait, what are you looking at? What?
I have no
idea. Like, probably scaring people.
Yeah, wait, go back to all. How did you get on Hawaiian guitars? Yeah, there we go.
You've got it there.
First link.
Yeah.
This one? Yeah, that one. Yeah.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
But no, the course, like, you walk in, and for anyone who hasn't, like, sat down in front of, like, CDJs before the first lesson, you just, like... I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, it literally looks like something out of NASA.
That's it, like a starship, yeah.
Honestly, like, the first month or so is just, like, getting your head around everything. But they're incredibly patient, informative, you know, that you go through at your own pace. If you don't know something, they'll facilitate around your own personal preference and offer you catch-ups and stuff. So... would highly recommend it.
Did you do by, like, one-on-one, or did you do a
group course? Group course at the time. So the girlfriend that I was in Bali with, she and I enrolled together.
Yep.
So again, it's like having a gym buddy. You kind of just go on this journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, just, like, loved it. And I guess, like, even my very first opportunity started there. So...
Yeah, because they help you get gigs out of it, right?
Yeah, like, it's obviously nothing's promised in this industry, but, like, my first gig out of my bedroom was through the guy that taught me to DJ. So yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's it.
How was, like, where was your first gig and how was it?
It was a silent disco.
Very nice.
It was Ice Cream Factory, Pineapple Club.
It seems like they work really hand in hand together almost.
Yeah, they've got this little, like, collaboration going on, which is really good. It just gives you that, like, landing, like, I guess that stepping stone to be able to then say, hey, I've actually played outside of my bedroom, which can be the biggest barrier for some. So
yeah, that's exactly it. And it can be so scary as well. Like, actually going from, like, doing the course, but then actually getting up on stage in front of people and then playing.
I think, like, I'm surprised I didn't have an aneurysm, like even in the silent disco. And I remember like I had a pretty early set, but like 20 of the girls came down. It was so good, like with the support and stuff, and we had a whole little vibe going. So always remember that moment dearly. But yeah, I guess that's where it all started.
No, it's really good then. And then how did you find, like, obviously, like, you know, it was like something from NASA or like a Starship, but like, you know, when you went to go and play on the CDJs, did you pick it up quite easily, or like did you find it a bit difficult? Or
like it's not like, I think something clicked one day, and like I remember like literally because part of the Lab 6 course you get a couple of hours to just sit there like with the CDJs every week and just rehearse in your own time. So they give you studio time, and for the first probably like 5 weeks you're just all over the shop, like mixing out a phrase and not knowing how to beat match and whatnot, and just learn, like, just it's just a mess, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, something clicked one day, and I would say before that it was pretty useless, and it is overwhelming, but just stick with it, and like literally the penny will just drop, and you just get it, everything that you've like learned. They send you like notes after like their classes and everything, so I don't know.
But it's one of those things though, it's like a music instrument itself, because it's like there are so many different things you can do on it, and there's so many different ways you can do crossovers or beat juggle or do this or do that or anything. It literally is its own instrument.
Agree, like wholeheartedly. And I still think like for what it is, I probably use like 10% of its functionality even like now, just playing lots like house music and stuff. So I wouldn't call myself the most technical DJ in the book.
But it's still fun though. It's enjoyable,
but it's
right?
like, it just becomes like a hand movement, and like when you get it, you get it. So yeah, 100%.
So with the house music, so like what kind of house music are you into? Because there's so many different genres and there's so many sub-genres.
Like wouldn't even be able to list off some of the like sub-genres and stuff that are coming through now. It's funny because when you start like as a DJ, and anyone who has ever downloaded a piece of music through those DJ pools, they have like 15 different sub-genres of like house.
That's
alone.
it, yeah. Can we see if we can try and find it if that's right? 'Cause there's like tropical
scary.
house, there's like tech house. There's
so my flavour is tech house. I love like the really high energy like house music, a bit of that like naughty techno vibe mixed in. Yeah. But I'm still like a massive advocate for just like that 4x4 house, and I love the bassier styles as well. Yeah. It's a bit of bass house. But there's not much I'll like won't play within the house genre. Like I'll listen to pretty much anything within that genre. Like I'm obsessed. It's
actually kind of funny because with tech house, like I'd say maybe about 7 years ago, like when I first started diving into it, it was so minimal and like there wasn't really much to it, but it was still groovy. But it was kind of like just, I guess like, you know, like somewhere where you just like sit down and watch the sunset, kind of like kind of housey style. But then it just like evolved. It just changed, and now it's dance.
Like, like flat out and like high energy dance. And I would say like the producers that do it really well, or like the more high energy stuff anyway, are like some of the European guys. They're just like the Matroda and like even like Clooney and stuff. Like they just
I don't think I've heard of Clooney before.
Oh, you will. You'll know. You'll know. Okay. You'll know if you know. But I don't know. They must spend a lot of time inside there when it's trash weather.
It's not George Clooney.
we're not doing that well on the searches tonight. Like, am I gonna have to pull up my iPhone? It's like it's I've like stitched you up there. It's like it's Cloonee. So I think it's even pronounced like Clooney. So I'm probably doing it a disservice.
Yes, no Y at the end. No, just double E.
Yeah. Yeah, I've completely stitched you up. It's probably Clooney, so don't cancel me for mispronouncing that. But
there we go.
We got there.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's jumping on the DJ bandwagon these days. But
I know I've seen that, like all the celebrities buying into it, Paris Hilton and stuff. It's like, hang on a minute.
See if we can find this, right? I was talking to my mate about this the other day, actually, when I was when I was at work. But I think it was like $83,000 US or something like that. She got paid for a 1 hour set in Ibiza, and she didn't even DJ. She just put on a pre-recorded set, but she had a foam cannon. So it's like you're paying to see Paris Hilton on stage.
It's the experience, right? And everyone probably lost their shit anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess if you're still interacting with the crowd and stuff, like you do you, girl, get that bang.
Exactly.
If they're gonna pay her $85,000, like I'm showing up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So,
but yeah, like, and she looks pretty busy there, so I'd love to know like what goes on behind the controllers.
That's it. But then you can see that other photo if you go down one to the right. Yeah, that one. Left, that one. Yeah. That's
maybe she still filters in and out and stuff. Yeah. Maybe we should give her that.
Yeah. So then with your gigs and stuff like that, so you did the ice cream factory. But then where did it lead to after that?
First nightclub gig. So again, through Lab 6, played at the Air nightclub.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this was a couple of years ago now. Yeah. But yeah.
Did you have to play one of the K-pop nights?
That would have been a bit much. I reckon that would have sent me. Only because I don't feel like I would do that justice. No, they were bringing on a new event, and it was just like kind of your like early like EDM styles. I'm talking like Tiesto, like that type of vibe, like heavier, like you know, like again, that genre has evolved so much, but bringing back to lots of the classics like your David Guetta's and stuff. Like they were trying to bring a Friday night thing in. So I was lucky enough to get an early set there, and that was, and then it kind of just like rolled on from there. That was from that moment on. That was when I started playing actual venues outside of headphones, I guess. So. But
then, like, how did they roll in though? Did people just approach you and be like, "Hey, saw your set"?
So like, I'm pretty naughty in the way that I'm terrible with self-promotion. I've not posted to my Instagram in 2 years. Like I don't do myself any favors.
It's another ball game though, isn't it? It's like
and I've seen it like for people that do it well, like I honestly take my hat off to them because I don't know, like the same time every week, consistently putting out the content, and you can see like they reap rewards from it. So
that's it, yeah.
But yeah, so I've never been one to kind of like self-promote actively. With that being said, I've just been really fortunate to have some good people in my circle, and like for example, you asked the question of like how did that roll on? I literally just was lucky enough to meet like a promoter like out in the club like the next weekend, or like 2 weekends after that, and then that kind of rolled into like my first kind of residency. So yeah.
But that's how it can be sometimes.
Yeah, it was really authentic like that. Like I'm very passionate about supporting the events that I would like to play at anyway. So that's my style over potentially sending like a cold call on Instagram. Because if you went on my Instagram, you'd think that I'd never even touched a piece of equipment. So it's definitely nothing to go by. It's something that I would have to improve on. So.
But that's the thing about, that's what a lot of people don't realise, where it's like, you know, when I first started doing this and getting into it, and I was like Capital Nightclub and stuff. Yeah. It's like one of the guys that taught me how to DJ basically told me, it's like, you got to do graphic design, you got to be a business manager, you got to do marketing, you have to do the music as well, but you also have to do video editing and photo editing, unless you want to pay someone to do that. But then who's got that money laying around? If you're just starting out, it's like it's literally running a business basically.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, there's literally no guarantees.
Yeah, it's good work.
It's so competitive. Yeah. Like people don't realize it. So that would like be my one piece of advice. Just like get out there and like support.
Yeah,
where you
the
can,
music,
like literally, because that's what keeps the industry going.
And
and promoters notice that.
They
just
do.
be yourself, be genuine, and like get out there and have conversations. So that's kind of how it's like organically happened for me. I'm not saying it's the right way, but
yeah, it can open doors.
It might open to a few conversations at least.
That's it. So like ages and ages ago, we interviewed Ace Bassick, who used to own Nevermind Small Club.
Yeah,
and he literally said, "It's like if you want."
Man, I wish that was still going.
Yeah, I never actually went. I never went to Nevermind.
That's so sad.
I know. I was always working.
But it was like it was such an institution. Like even 10 years ago, like when I was freshly like finding my club feet.
Yeah.
That like. And it was always so popular, like around, like line around the corner.
Yep.
Then they had like they branched out to other events. It was just such a good little vibe, intimate courtyard. I don't know. You might like. I don't think we'll be able to find.
We might be able to.
If we can't find.
Nevermind Small Club. Yeah, Nevermind Small Club. But that's it. And he literally said to me like, well, when he came on, it's like if you want to play at the club, just come to the club. You know, if you hang out there and then maybe after I see you 3 or 4 times, I might come up and say hi.
How good.
Yeah, and then have a beer with you. And then, oh, shit, you DJ?
There you go.
Yeah.
So like even that logo, did they not used to have like the father events there and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's it.
Like that was like going way. Like I'm testing my I'm really testing my like
I think
every
we're actually
brain
almost the
cell
same
in here.
age.
Yeah, like,
same age. Because Father used to be an event in Melbourne as well.
yeah.
So then they would send DJs from Melbourne to Perth and
Yeah.
Perth to Melbourne. But then they were at Fly-Right, and that's what was before.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah.
Fly-Right was the one like was that the one downstairs like near Capitol? What was that one?
No, Fly-Right was never mind. Small
Okay,
Club.
okay, yeah.
No, downstairs from Capitol.
You
was
know the one I'm
Edison.
talking about though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it's like it's all coming back together, but like
That's it.
that was it back then, right? They were the like it events and clubs and
Yep. They were some of the busiest nights in Perth, I
yeah.
reckon.
I was a consumer. I wasn't thinking about DJing then, but I always had like an appreciation for it, and I was just out to have a good time. So
Yeah. So then with that then, so like you ended up playing at a nightclub, and how was it going from like silent disco to playing like main stage at a nightclub like that? Like,
yeah, like really good. And I remember like the promoter, because there's like a balcony there that sits over like the DJ booth, and the promoter was just like standing above me the whole time.
Oh, really?
And I didn't catch her until probably like 30 minutes into my set, and thank God, because I probably would have just passed away. But like I loved it, and I think from that moment on, that was like I was like well into it then. Like I think when you get that first taste, even playing like I loved like a silent disco and still love the opportunities there, and but yeah, so from that moment on I was like, yeah, this is something that I really want to start doing like a little bit more, and I'm enjoying myself. So
But then like, so how has it been? Because you've also played at Metro's Frio as well now, right?
yeah, so I've been lucky enough to play at Metro's Frio, and I had a residency at like Magnet House, so some of the bigger clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been like loved every second of it, and to be honest, I'm like super fortunate and appreciative of any gig. Like honestly,
Yeah, that's it.
Like
It's-
yeah, I've just been super lucky to be able to play some of these venues.
See, I've always treated it like as if like, you know, you don't know when you're going to be able to play next. Because like I play every Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I don't know when I'm only playing this Saturday, for example. So I'm actually kind of like, and I just feel like I'm missing out almost. Like I really want to go play out on Friday night, but there's nothing available. So then it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't know when it's going to stop. So I always treat
That's
every
it.
gig as
Like,
fun as I can.
and like hustle and just enjoy it. And I
Yeah.
think that's like, I made a pact when I first started doing it, because like, you know, lots of us aren't doing this like 9 to 5, so you really have to want to do it, and sometimes we're not in it for the money, so you have to want to get up there at like say 3 a.m. after potentially like working your ass off all week and play that hour set. So you have to do it out of love, and just like when you get up there, you've just got to bring it, because otherwise there's like 100 other people that will do it instead.
That's
so
it.
you really just have an appreciation for it.
Have you actually done that before though, where it's like you've worked a full day at work and
Yeah,
then gone off to a gig
100%. Like there's been circumstances where I've been interstate for work, flown back in like on the Friday, landed at like say 10 p.m. and had a slot at like 2 a.m. or something.
Really?
Like 100%. And like that happened once, and to be honest, I remember rocking up to a club and it was pretty much dead, but they didn't tell me that like the set wasn't going to go ahead. So like flying back into Perth and then just being like, yeah, you're not playing tonight, and like yeah, but anyway, those things happen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That
that's all
can
part of it, right? That's all part of the fun. Like
Yeah,
you just
the
have to be
experience.
down for whatever.
Yeah. So have you like, when you go to play a set, do you like prepare much before you go out?
It depends. For like, if I'm playing festivals, or if I've been booked for an event, I'm like a massive prepper.
Yeah.
Like I just take this from my like everyday life anyway.
Mm.
With the residencies and stuff, you do kind of get into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah,
so,
that's your routine. Yeah.
I have never played the same like set list twice. I always try and switch it up, because to be honest, you have to like keep like developing and learning yourself, and you don't want to get
Exactly, yeah.
bored of like.
Yeah.
I've definitely been guilty of playing like the same song maybe in every set, but like we've all got our go-tos. But prep is everything, I would say. Some more than others. So yeah.
See, that's where it's so funny. It's like, you know, like say comparing your world of music to my world of music. Like when I go to a pub and bar, I have to play ABBA. Like, you know, this is like or Beyonce or Rihanna and this.
Yeah,
and
but
that.
it's always a safe bet, right? Like
That's
all of these clubs that we've pulled up so far, like you can guarantee that Gimme Gimme came on at some point that night. Like
it'll go off.
100%. So we've all got our defaults, but I'd always prep around it and make sure it was something new. So.
But then, so with your research, then, so how do you go about like finding new music and, you know, downloading and buying stuff? And like, do you search Beatport or like?
Yeah, Beatport, like heaps of different sources, to be completely honest. Like I've had music subscription to probably like 5 or 6 DJ pools before, and
very nice.
It's just it's an accumulation of like everything. So like, yes, Beatport, yes, keeping up with like new artists on Spotify, word of mouth, like radio, like George FM and stuff like that. Like, and like literally an accumulation of just about everything you can get your hands on. Because you got to be diverse. Otherwise, if you just download top 10 charts on Beatport, that could get a bit repetitive.
That's it. So have you been a culprit of like, you know, holding your phone up and Shazamming a song before?
100%. I think that's the bit. I don't know about holding it up, but like if I'm out on a night that I'm choosing to be at as like, again, a consumer, like a naughty house music night, I'm like always on the fly, like, oh, this is such a good idea.
Yeah.
So a bunch of that, and like SoundCloud's such an unsung hero for so many artists out there that potentially are not on the bigger platforms and stuff. So
that's it. There's like slowly digging away and then trying to make it big, and then you never know, they can make it big.
Yeah.
Because it's just like some of the bootlegs, like look at Blackout for example.
Oh man, yeah, no, he's killing it. It's fantastic to see like
a local artist just getting played by Excision and stuff.
Yeah, like, and even like this is an extreme example, but like some of the big bootlegs, like what like Luda's done, and that's given like just propelled him out of this world now. That's another example of just I guess always giving that a chance and being diverse. So yeah.
So then, how many songs do you reckon? Like, do you like when you go out and play a gig? Do you have all your music on it, but then you have like a new playlist of the music that you're going to play for that set list?
Usually, yeah. So like I would usually have a rough idea of what I'm going to play that night. If it's like a curated club set, I like unload the set list. Like I would have practiced that shit. Like I'm like I prep for that stuff. Like, but yeah, so usually like I would probably have like just a curated playlist of maybe, say it's an hour set, you might have 60 songs in there, and if one doesn't work, you know, you put that one straight in the bin and then you're on to the next one. So, and sometimes with the more commercial clubs, like it's fast paced, and you've, because of the like general crowd, and you would know, Alex, like there's a lot of kind of 18 to 22s, like just keeping their energy like high, and then that push pull, and just
taking him on that
there's an actual
ride,
full art to it, and lots of those big clubs, they don't shut till 5 a.m. So like it's your responsibility to keep them there and happy, and
that's the thing about it. Like a lot of people don't realize, but when you do the long sets, it's like, you know, for example, if you go and do a 6-hour set, you just got to know how to ride that wave. People want to chill and hang out and like, you know, maybe have dinner at 8 o'clock, but as soon as it hits 9 o'clock, working it in and just trying to get them on the dance floor, and then maintaining it from 9 o'clock all the way to midnight or whenever it is.
So true. And to that point, like, you know, we might prep as much as we want, but there's definitely been circumstances where it doesn't matter how much you've thrown at a crowd, sometimes it's just not there. Like the vibe can be off, and there's been heaps of times where I've had to pivot live if I've got like a bit of a set list on the go, but then it's like not appropriate for what like is actually happening. So you just have to, again, just keep reading the crowd, read the venue.
That's
and
it. Just be dynamic.
Complete art to it. So, but it's like literally a journey.
Yeah. So then with that, so you've played at Metro's Freo, you've done Air Nightclub, like, and you've done Magnet House. Where else have you played? And you said you've done festivals as well?
Lots of the urban festivals around. I've played like, you know, your Pineapple clubs, Block Party, even like Euphoria.
Oh, like Leaderville Block Party?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Really,
like
you played that?
Block Party, and then they do a big one.
How was the Leaderville Block Party? Because that looks...
The Block Party I played last time, they do the same one in Freo.
Okay.
And it's good. Like the guys that run like your block parties, these urban festivals, they don't leave any stone like unturned. There's something for everyone. They have like, obviously a bit of like a commercial main stage. Now they make sure they have a stage that's bass heavy. They have, your silent disco, they've got your chill out area. So it's geared for a younger crowd, but like
it's still
myself and like
though.
even the organisers, they're a bit like mature, so they just know what works really.
That's it. And they've done the research and they can pick and choose. And then do they ever like say like, you know, this is what we want at all? Like when they actually ask you for a set or ask you to play?
Yeah, like there's this, it's so like, these guys are not like one of the more stringent. They're fantastic what they do, and they always deliver really high quality events. They might just say like, you know, just keep it within the realms of ABC.
Yeah,
but it's not like at this time you have to play this, at this time you have to play this. They just expect, hey, like you've been given a good platform, just put some effort in and try to keep it to this, right? Yeah. So,
has that actually like? Has there been like an event where they've actually asked you like at this time?
Yeah.
Really?
I like not specific to me, but like
just others and stuff.
Yeah, so like say some event nights, they've definitely had a rundown of like the DJ at 9 to 10 has to play this, 10 to 11 has to play this.
Yeah, wow.
And again, like everyone's just different in style. And to be fair, like when that was set out like that, I remember that event, it actually worked quite well. So whatever works in the end.
That's it, yeah.
And they're like I remember that night vividly, there was some people that were quite green, so maybe that type of, you know, setting everything out does help.
Yeah, and like what they're actually accustomed to as well, because, you know, for, you know, DJs, sometimes they might just be good at playing techno or this or that, so then, you know, let them be good at what they're doing.
For sure. Yeah.
Instead of just being like, all right, you know, you're playing hardstyle. I was like, I'm not a hardstyle DJ.
Yeah. No, don't ask me that. I would keel over. But I would try. I'm open to everything. But yeah. So
probably the same thing with me. I don't have a big hardstyle collection, to be honest, but
yeah, I mean,
give it a go.
I know. Like I'll listen to anything. I have an appreciation for all music, but is it my go-to? Probably not. Not yet anyway. So you never know.
So what's been your funnest gig that you've ever played?
God, there's been a lot. Like I would say when I was doing that like residency at Magnet House, that was really fun. Like the event that I was playing at was a Friday night, and for anyone who's ever been there, it's called Matter. And it pretty much is open format but geared towards heavier styles. So you're allowed to do a bit of cheese, but like if you want to play a full set of D&B, you're absolutely allowed to. And the reason why this is fun, one, because it's always packed. Two, because everyone there is a little bit younger, so they're just so high on energy. Like it's the club itself is fantastic venue for anyone who's ever been there. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then I guess anytime that any open format set that allows me to choose exactly what I want to play. So I think back to even like competing in like Your Shot, like those songs that I would have selected in that set are there because like that's my true style. You're not being told what to play. There's no guardrails. So those sets were like really amazing.
How did you find Your Shot? Like which year did you compete in?
A couple of years ago now. So I was a wild card. So for anyone who doesn't know, like there's a few different categories. You can either be like a brand new DJ and they take you through like full comprehensive training. And there's another category for wild cards. So
that's fair.
Spin off there. Established DJs. And for me, like the experience is pretty good. It's a business. Like it is a business at the end of the day. So like, don't be under any illusion that they're not going to make you like sell tickets and like, you know, they would do check-in nights and you'd have to be there. And if you didn't come to like every check-in night, they would then eliminate you from like competing at their like competition. Okay. So they were very strict on that type of stuff. And I think if you were a contestant, so a complete rookie DJ, fantastic offering because it's all free training. But for someone potentially like myself who had already a bit of club exposure and a bit of experience, maybe what they offered isn't exactly what they delivered on, but it was still a fantastic experience. I was still networked, made great friends. Like upon competing, I actually did quite well as well. And, you know, it's a great day. They have this massive competition day at the end of like all the DJ training. So
That's it. That's what everyone said. Everyone that's come on
it's
here
a massive
has said
party.
that.
Massive party.
And they've just met so many good friends and this and that, and they've gotten the free training and
like it's such a good platform if you don't know how to DJ. And I think it's like, it's fantastic. And the thing that is like good about it again is it just gives people like a platform potentially outside of their bedroom to play for the first time.
Yeah.
And that might be all you need. So
yeah, because it can be quite scary, to be honest. Like, you know, when you do go out and you play your first gig and you play in front of people you don't know, it can be pretty daunting.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, with the way they do it at your shot, and they try and bring it together and encourage people, then it just makes it easier. Almost.
They encourage everything. You make a mistake and it's all good. Like everyone's there to pick you back up and just cheer you through it.
That's it.
So I think the community they've got going there and like the whole vibe around it is a really nice thing. And it's fantastic.
That's
like if I was a rookie DJ and I hadn't done potentially like the Lab 6 course, like I would totally take that opportunity. So, but yeah, the competition day is really fun, and like the winners get flown to like European festivals of their choice and stuff. So for some people, like it's amazing.
That's it. It's just it's an experience, an opportunity.
Totally. And I think like, and even like most of the DJs that play around Perth, like at some point we've probably had a crack at your shot. Like literally. I don't know. Have you done it yet?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, like I don't know. Like, because I use Tractor, so I can use CDJs.
Yeah.
But I don't like to use CDJs because I've just got my laptop with my, you know, my music on it. Everything's queued up, ready to go. But I can get a program called Record Buddy. Can you pull that up? So Record Buddy will convert everything into Record Box.
Cool.
But at the same time, I just can't be bothered. Like,
so like, does that mean for you that you have to literally take your little controller around everywhere? 'Cause, like,
my little controller.
Well, I don't know because like I feel like everywhere just has like CDJs. Am I?
Yeah.
Like, tell me about it. Is that like a?
So I just rock up. I take the one CDJ down.
Cool.
And then I just set up.
Nice.
So then if the other DJ's playing, I just set it up on my laptop before like I actually put everything up there.
Yeah.
Get him to play like a 3-minute, 4-minute song, whatever it is. And then I've gotten to the point where I can do it so easily, but like I just say like, you know, play a commercial song or play something that I've probably got.
Yeah.
And then like what I'll do is I'll actually skip up to where the song is that they're playing and match it up. Instead of beat matching, it's like literally like that song and that song are playing at the same time, so I can just swap over and away I go.
Got to work around.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I've never like actually played on the platform, so
on the
maybe
platform?
Like
like
the tractor. Yeah, like I've never played on it, so maybe I should get on that train. Yeah. Because if I rock up one day and like that was there, I'd be like, is it vague? Is it like vastly different or?
Can you pull up Tractor Pro 3? Its interface. Honestly, I much prefer it. Much prefer it. Like I said, I can play on CDJs, but because I've got the beat matching pads, which I mean Pioneer do have as well, but like I've been doing it since right at the beginning. That's kind of it. No, see the bottom right? Yeah, click that one. So obviously don't worry about the bottom part, but then it's just having the track on the left, track on the right, and you've got everything right then and there. But for me, it's beat juggling. It's like, it's all about beat juggling and looping and skipping things and stuff like that. So like, good example is say music sounds better with you. It's like a 6.5 minute song. I can turn that into a 2.5 minute song. Because all I do is like when it gets into the house beat where it's like the same 64 bars, I can just skip 32 just to like shorten the song up.
Yeah, we've all been guilty of opening with that song at some point.
That's it, just like whilst
to give us 5 minutes. The one that I always use is Fisher, like, is it World, like, Hold On or something?
World Hold,
and literally, because it goes for like 6 minutes and I just sit there fluffing around, like getting my drink sorted. And, But
see, for me though, as I said, it's beat juggling. So then I could be playing, say, New Order Blue Monday, and I could be playing Push It by Salt and Pepper in the background.
How good.
Or I could be playing like over the top of, say, Sneaky Sound System. I could be playing We Are Your Friends. Just that little part. We are your friends.
So it's like you're actually like
just juggling,
like mashups live, like literally.
That's it. Yeah, that's the thing about it, is that way I can play 3 songs at the same time if I wanted to, but it's just having that always on the go, because it's like we were talking about it before, like before we went live, and there's so many different ways of DJing, right? But at the same time, it's like, you know, if you do play long format songs, it's about building that energy, building that vibe, the atmosphere. But then for me, it's like, so I've got ADHD, but I've like outgrown it a bit. But when I go on stage, that's when I'm just like, let's do this, let's do that, let's just, yeah, all right, let's do this, do this, do this.
Hyper-focused,
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like I get bored almost, because it's like I don't get bored, but it's like, oh, this is a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
Let's throw 3 samples in there and do this and do that, and maybe like another drum beat over the top of it.
That's so sick. No,
Yeah.
I love it. How versatile. Maybe
That's
I should be leaning into it. I'm just I've never been even one to use my laptop when I'm out.
So that's the one scary thing that like, so I've been very lucky. I've never encountered trouble out and about. Like I've only ever had to ask security guard to walk me back to my car once. Sorry. And that was at Fremantle after I played at the Newport Hotel years ago. But carrying a bag, can you please look up DJ Gator, Gator bag? So it's got my laptop, my DJ equipment, all my cables, everything like that in it.
Yeah.
But all it would take is just someone to run up, push me over, and yeah. So it's basically like that bottom left one.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, not so much a flight case or anything like that, but
yeah.
But it's just got it all in it, and so I just take that everywhere where I go.
Yeah.
But it's just, as I said, it's my instrument. It's like I've said this on the podcast a couple of times, but it's like, say, Jimi Hendrix played the guitar upside down and strung backwards. No one taught him how to play the guitar. He just figured it out himself and became Jimi Hendrix, right? So for me, it's like I followed a guy around who used Tractor, and then I just watched everything he did.
It used to be a popular interface, did it not? Like, yeah.
Still lots of people use it though.
Yeah.
Like Carl Cox uses it.
Yeah.
Like Afrojack, like Martin.
Some of the OGs then.
Yeah, Martin Garrix, like all these big names still strive by it though, stick to it. But yeah. So then, enough about me though. Like,
yeah, sorry, we switched the podcast up for a second there.
No, it's all good. So then, with the music selection and stuff like that, because like it's all about being dynamic and stuff. But then like when you when you do your research, how does it work in with your work-life balance? Because then it's like you'd be working like 9 to 5 or flying into states and stuff like that.
This is a good question, yeah. And to be completely honest, I've definitely been guilty of like, I work from home predominantly, so I'm quite lucky to have a bit of flexibility, and I go out and consult basically like all around Perth and other states and whatnot. But anyway, that's for another day. But I've definitely been guilty of like logging on at work maybe for an hour or two, and then just suddenly doing 4 hours of music by accident, and logging back on for another like 2 hours to round out the day. So it's incredibly hard, and like I couldn't even tell you like if I'm again like set prepping for an event, like whole Saturday maybe before would be gone. So it's it's hard to juggle, and sometimes you don't get that balance at all. So
that's it. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's like it isn't just rocking up and opening your laptop. Like for me, it is open my laptop and playing on the spot. But you know, for others, it is just so much research. So like what I've
like seriously, might take 10 hours of prep to get like an hour. Like
that's it.
Like because especially if you're playing an event,
you can't just listen to 20 seconds of a song. No. You got to listen to like the drop, the breakdown. Like, oh, this song sounds really good, and then you get to the point you're like, nah, that's terrible. And then you find another track. Right. What I've been doing is that because I take my laptop with me, is I hotspot my phone.
So he's onto something here.
Yeah, so someone will come and request a song. So I'll hotspot my phone.
Yeah.
I'll get them to show me on Spotify. So I'll listen to their phone like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll play that for you. So then I'll buy the song on iTunes, import it. Then whilst I'm DJing, because like I said, it's like frantically doing so much, I'll import that song, find all the cue points in it, like the break it, like the intro, the whole lot, like where I can juggle
you
it.
do the week before. That's amazing.
Yeah, and do that all on the fly.
Yeah.
And then that's where it's like, it makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, because like I'd imagine that, and again, like I tend not to take song requests, so I'm not that type of that type of DJ. But I would if I could be able to like facilitate it. Like if I've got a song there, like I'd probably play it if it's a decent one.
Yeah.
So open to that, but like to have that again, like versatility, and that's like that is awesome, and that could make someone's night. Like
that's exactly it.
Some of those venues that like I've heard you mention, like that's really the type of interaction that I'd imagine they'd want with the crowd.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's it. Like, I would never forget, but so like at Long Chim's, I played a song. And
Such a sick venue. I didn't even know they had DJs there.
Yeah, no, I've been a DJ there for Long Chim's in the city.
You need to pull up their like their venue, their food menu, like everything. Like
their duck fried rice is pretty
can't
good.
go wrong. Like it's so sick.
It sounds like you got
CHIM.
It sounds like you got to come out in a bar crawl with me because I'm family there basically.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if we'd get home, to be honest though.
Yeah, so on the Friday, so I went on a bar crawl on Friday, right?
Yeah.
I got a hold of their back end cocktail list. And so because I just got paid the day before, I was like, all right, let's go through the list. So we were playing this game where it's like you pick a number between 1 and 10, and then you pick a number between 1 and 7. Mm-hmm. So 7 cocktails per page, and there's 10 pages.
And they're like $30 a pop as well. Like, you're not messing around.
But when you get staff discount,
okay.
and I'm not even working, I'm just rocking up. And they're like, yeah, okay. So
happy hour price.
Yeah, it works out so well. Like, playing there, I played in the courtyard. I've been playing there for about 7 years now.
Yeah, because it's all open air, right?
Yeah.
Like I haven't been there for maybe like a year or two, but
it's so
fantastic venue even outside of this restaurant.
But like I played this song though, right? And this is probably about 2 years ago, right?
Mm.
And basically when I was playing in that courtyard, some lady came up to me and told me that was a song she got married to. It was her first dance song.
Oh.
So then she was like, she asked me if I could play it again. So I was like, of course. So I actually like stopped the song and played it from the beginning, like brought it in. And then her and her husband got up in front of everyone in that courtyard.
That's cute.
And then
they would have all been having dinner and drinks and stuff.
And then they did their first dance song, and it was just so magical.
How wholesome. Yeah. See, that kind of shit, that's like, I love hearing that. That is like literally why we do what we do.
That's exactly it.
When your eyes are burning out of your head, like at 3 a.m. when you're playing. But yeah, like
that's exactly it though, right?
Stuff like
when
that.
When people come up to you and they just say that they've had so much fun, they really enjoyed your set.
That's it.
It hits so hard.
And I think like that's ultimately why I do it anyway, is because like you're there to create a vibe and make people happy. Like that's really what it's about, like music bringing people together and whatnot. If the music's off, the event's going to be over pretty quick. It's like a wedding, right? Like if you don't get that shit right,
don't get me started on
people
weddings.
Be out there. I don't touch them. I do not touch them.
The money's good, but
I know, I've seen, but like there's so like they scare me honestly. The only privates I do are hens parties, because you'll know more than you'll know as well as I do. Like if you played a hens, it's pretty easy. Like and it's good. Like the girls are just down for a good time.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Once you've played one, I just feel like that they're the only kind of private something that I will touch.
So you haven't done many functions or anything?
No, I'm not a corporate function girl. Like,
that's a good thing.
Again, like I love events and like club and dance floor music. That's really my forte. I would play like Long Chim, like how vibey. I remember playing Frio Social, and like when I first got there to play, like there was literally no one there, but by the end of the night it was heaving, like dance floor. So that was actually like those type of open air gigs where you're just like not expecting much. You're there to do a job, and then it just turns into this massive party.
See, that's what I mean. Like I said about long sets, it's like just building that atmosphere. I find it so rewarding. Like when you play at a club, it's like it's already busy. People are already there partying, having a great time. Yeah. But then it's like you're just adding to it, which makes it even more of a party because you're just like launched into this energy.
100%.
But I just find like, when you start at 6 p.m. and then by midnight, everyone's
complete
dancing.
art. It's the best feeling actually. And like that night in particular, I remember because it's not a club by any means. So 12 o'clock means music gets cut. Yeah. And when you get like an encore and they're like, one more song, like as cheesy as it is, super cliche, like, job done well here.
That's it. So that's exactly it.
Yeah.
What is the longest set you've ever played?
Probably like 4 hours to be honest. I haven't done like any marathons. Like again, I've predominantly played clubs. So like you're not usually up there for more than an hour or two.
But on CDJs, that is difficult though.
Yeah.
That is very difficult.
And that was like 11 till 2, or 3.
11 p.m.?
Yeah, 11 p.m. to like a.m.
Where was that?
Metros. So nice, again, a bit of an art to it. But probably 4 hours in a club setting. So...
Yeah, that's full on. That's like... Because like I said, once again, like if you're playing at a pub or a bar and it's like 6 p.m., everyone's just chill. But if you're at a club and you're playing 4 hour set, That's
you have to be on, man. Like
yeah.
smiling. Sometimes I'm guilty. Like I can forget to smile and like look up and engage. That was something I had to learn when I was like really fresh, because when we first start, we're all just like down here, just trying to not to fuck up. So,
Yeah. But
yeah,
exactly
like
it.
4 hours in a club can be quite taxing. But yeah, like the average set would be like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or like an hour for like some club sets. But yeah, I've not done like marathons. What about you? Like I bet you've done some long ones at some of those venues.
I've DJ'd for 11 and a half hours before.
How did you? Do I even want to ask? Yeah, like.
Can you pull up Time Zone in Fremantle? So there's a bar called Vin and Ollie's. And so Vin and Ollie's is right next door to Time Zone, right? And they used to have like a 24-hour license, and it was so good. They could literally just have chips on the table, and they could serve alcohol.
Is this still a thing?
Nah, they've closed now.
Yeah, okay.
But they could actually serve alcohol at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But a mate of mine started working there and was the manager there. So he got me the gig to do Sundays. So I would go and DJ Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday morning at like 9 a.m. or whenever I woke up, I'd be hungover, I'd be tired, the whole lot. I would go DJ to the streets of Fremantle. So
that's so sick.
It was the best gig I've ever had.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid much. I got paid $150.
At the end of 11 hours?
11 and a half hours set. I got free food though.
Yeah, and like you'd be happy to be there then.
But the thing about it though is because it's the Sunday and it's the Fremantle markets and there's so many people walking backwards and forwards, it like I would be in a windowsill with a small little speaker, which is still very powerful, but being able just to play to the streets and basically busk, but I'm not busking, I'm inside a venue. So like getting people to dance in the street is amazing.
That's so
like
sick.
To get some.
It sounds like something that like is not in Perth. So like they should bring that back.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So we got in the shit though. So the reason why we got in the shit.
Was it like noise complaints or
so
something?
It wasn't
like
noise
11
complaints.
hours straight.
So I would usually do between like about say 7 to about 9 hours, but it was just this one night where I went for 11 and a half hours because I turned it into a rave in the streets. So what had happened was I started at like 9 a.m. I started at 11 a.m. Started 11 a.m. that day, and then by about like, say 6 p.m., 7 p.m. No, it was like 7 p.m. I'd say. It's like this bride and groom. It's like they'd been married or something like that, and it was the weirdest thing. But the bride was in a shopping trolley, and all the groomsmen and all the bridesmaids were all like hanging out. They were all so plastered, right?
Yeah.
And so they rocked up. And then they started, no, maybe it was like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. I've got videos of it though.
Yeah.
But they actually like stopped and saw the music. So they all started dancing.
Free party.
And so then been dancing in the streets of Fremantle with me playing at the window. Then other people walk past and, oh, look, that's the party. Let's join in. So then we end up having like a party of about maybe 30, 40 people in the streets.
And it turned into like obviously night time at this point.
Yeah.
Like.
And so I finished up, I think it was like 11 o'clock. I was so burnt out, so tired.
Did you have any breaks? Did
So-
you eat?
Yeah, I ate.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have a break. I just keep playing music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit down or, no, I wouldn't usually sit down, no. But the thing is, the day after, this is what leads into one of the reasons why the place got shut, is because LEU, Liquor and Licensing, rocked up the day after and were like, we saw on the security cameras around, the streets of Fremantle, are you allowed to have street parties?
Yeah, because people were like full drinking out there and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
drinking, waving their drinks in the air, dancing,
Yeah.
the whole lot. So I got them in a lot of trouble for it.
Yeah.
And so I only played, after that rave, I probably played there like another 3 or 4 times.
Actual rave.
Yeah. And then that was it after that. So,
Yeah.
But that
Oh.
was honestly the time of my life.
That sounds so sick.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, because did they spew it onto the road? You would have been causing like a traffic
No,
jam
so
almost, or
it
like
was
in
just-
the alleyways.
No,
yeah.
it was just on that alleyway. So you
Yeah.
couldn't really walk past. You had to
Yeah.
cross the road.
Literally.
Yeah.
Causing an absolute ruckus.
I'll show
in
you some
Freo.
videos after this.
Yeah,
it
please
was
do.
so much fun. But like I
How
said,
good.
it was so heartwarming for some random person
Right.
to like be dancing like not ballet dancing, but like slow dancing with her husband at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon on a Sunday
Yeah,
because I'm
no.
playing Tina Turner private dancer or something like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely here for it.
Yeah.
I'll have to get on the old tractor game so I can download that one live.
Yeah, I'll show you a thing or two. But So then with that, like, so where do you want to take your music, and like, what do you like, how, because you travel a lot, right? And we were talking about before, it's like, you know, have you played interstate or anything?
Yeah.
But not yet, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally be open to like branching out interstate. I'm fortunate enough to spend a fair bit of time in South Australia and Victoria.
Yeah.
And I know Victoria is incredibly competitive.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that'd be
that's
on
it.
a whole other level. But yeah, like I would absolutely love that opportunity, and I'm having a little bit of a hiatus at the moment, to be completely honest. Like I don't have any residencies or anything right now. But yeah, just getting back into music that I'm really passionate about, like leaning back into those genres that I love playing would probably be where I'd love to go next, as opposed to just playing whatever the venue wants me to.
Yeah.
I guess so, just actually being a little bit more selective about what I do take on, getting into that like houseier scene, like anything aligned with that would be like fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, say that again, sorry. Like, sorry.
Like just anything like
house.
like house music events, essentially.
Yeah.
Like that's really where I want to go next.
After this, like we can have a chat, and I've got a mate who might be able to.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he'll be able to sort something out.
Like I even played the open house night that Geisha had recently. And it was like, fuck, I loved it. I was like, this is just my jam. And it was packed there, and it was like the best. And again, like would probably be one of my favorite sets, because that is the music that I like curate and would listen to like on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to, you know, perhaps playing the more cheesier songs and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
but that's it. There's nothing better than being able to play what you want to play, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's like ideal. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy to play like whatever, and I think I've probably mentioned, like I've loved every single opportunity that I've honestly been like given. So not taking anything away from that, but I think leaning a little bit more into my niche and my preferences. Yeah. Because it's not my 9 to 5, and I'm probably not doing it so much for the money. So now that, you know, we're getting a bit older and whatnot, like I really want to not just be burning out like every weekend, just like holding down random residencies and that and whatnot. So I think that's hopefully next steps. I'd potentially love to get into a bit more of the producey side, which is going to be a huge learning curve.
Yeah, it is. It's literally like learning coding, like coding
my
or
days.
something like
I've
that.
like scratched the surface with like Ableton and stuff like that. But that'd just be a whole other journey, I guess. So
yeah. Well, funnily enough, I do this like so. My roommate, his name is Ewan.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard of E-Putty before?
E-Putty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like on a random Discord channel, I think like I've seen him on there. It might be the Lab 6. Yeah.
That's quite funny.
Yeah.
So Ewan, he's doing production courses.
Nice.
And he honestly, like, even though he lives with me, I would 100% vouch for him. The music that he makes, it is more like, say, like glitchy kind of like, it's hard to explain. It's like mid-tempo stuff. But he is so well versed in just how to use Ableton, and he's got like a full course structure, everything.
That's so sick.
And he's cheaper than Lab 6 as well.
Yeah.
So
and like I think I've even looked at like, there's been a bunch of times where I've gone to like register for like Lab 6 and do their like Ableton course, but it just hasn't happened. Like again, time constraints. It's pretty strict, and
that's it. Yeah.
Obviously it's a premium offering, so they got a premium price tag. But I see down there like one of your previous guests. Once again, shout out to Clay if he's listening.
Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton.
Yeah. He's been such a good dude.
Yeah. So he's been generous enough to like just show me little bits and bobs, and been really welcoming in that regard with the whole producing stuff, because he's doing a fair bit in that space. So big things coming from Clay.
Yeah.
If anyone's into their deep house.
Honestly, he is such a good supporter of so many different events. He's always out.
He literally gets around everything.
He's such a friendly face.
And like off the back of that, like I literally met him at your shop. Like I think he saw the set that I played there. And then since then I've known him for a couple of years, and like I'll go out and support him. He'll go out and support me. And that's just like, again, it's what it's about.
It's what the scene should be about. So that's exactly it.
You've just got these really familiar faces in the scene in Perth that you know you're always going to see out, and you can have a safe conversation with. So
that's it. So we've got a few comments.
What's going on there?
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, there's Clayton right there.
Speaking of the devil, his ears must have been burning.
Is he watching right now? Clayton, are you watching right now?
Speak up.
And then we've also got Blake as
Oh,
well.
I love Blake. So Blake and I, like, again, we've been talking about Metro's Frio. Blake and I were doing like the back-to-back residency there for a second. So I would do the early set and then he'd take over the late set. So yeah, we had a nice thing going there, drum and bass wise.
Did you ever like work together in a way and be like, okay, I'll play this kind of drum and bass and you can play that, and then like?
Not really. It was pretty much a free for all there. We were just trying our absolute best to hold like a young crowd, which was incredibly hard because
it's difficult
for anyone who's been to that like venue. It's a commercial nightclub, and we would try absolutely everything to hold a crowd. And if the crowd, like, you know, if you don't create a bit of a vibe, then no one wants to be the first person dancing. So if the dance floor is empty, it's going to be empty.
Yeah.
So we would just do whatever we could just to get a few people up there enjoying themselves. So
I can imagine like the dynamic, like the formula would change a little bit from nightclub to pub and bar. So like
100%.
for like me, the formula always is like girls love to dance, and guys love to dance as well.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, girls love to dance, and guys like to dance with girls.
Yeah.
So you get the girls dancing, and then you can create a dance floor. And all it takes is that one person. But I can imagine for the nightclub as well, though, it's like, it's just being able to just hit that sweet spot and get someone
completely
dancing.
reading the crowd. Yeah. And like we had some good nights at like Rumble, which was the D&B night that Blake and I were playing at Metro's, and other nights that were really, really quiet. And it like we would still be putting the same amount of effort in, like still be like bringing the same energy and whatnot. So
that's it.
Yeah, it's just so, it can be really hit and miss.
Yeah, that's it. I was just about to mention that. Yeah, new song every 30 seconds.
Right.
Like it's whack. So like playing at Peach Pit, for example, right? When I get the younger crowd dancing, it literally is. I blame TikTok and social media of just like the dopamine of just like
look, we've all been there, haven't we? We're all hooked on it.
Yeah. But then at the same time, it's just being able to just swap. Keep swapping and swapping and swapping, which isn't, as I said, it's more fun, more challenging for me. But at the same time, it can be kind of difficult because they'll be like, next song, and you'd be like, come on, like, there's 30 seconds into the song. Like,
yeah, and I found that like even like if I was playing the more commercial venues, you'd get into like doing the quick like switches and stuff, and then you'd go to like a club, potentially like a house music club, and you'd have to remind yourself almost that, hey, you can actually play like more than just the one like phrase.
That's exactly
it's like when people are actually expecting to hear this song for what it is, and not just the chorus, and then like into the next song. So
but that's it, that's where it's so dynamic with how music can be, and DJing and just like anything, like, you know, you can play long format songs in the right place at the right time.
100%.
But then obviously, like, you know, say at Peach Pit, then it's like it's completely different. But it's just being able to just read the venue, read the vibe, read
and I saw
how it
that
is.
you play at like market grounds and stuff, which again would be a lot of that like high energy, like quick bang, bang, bang. Like you got to keep the girls on the dance floor, right? It's that type of venue.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a definite challenge to that.
Yeah, like the market grounds, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's good. But it's like when we were talking about the cheesiness, it dives really deep into the cheesiness.
You've got to lean into it, hey.
Playing Justin Bieber Baby.
I'm not proud, but but you can guarantee that song's like,
it will go
everyone is going to come running.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but then that's where, once again, it's like some people be like, oh, what is this? But then you see all the girls sing along to it, like, okay. Like playing Taylor Swift as well. Like, you know, I've never really been a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie yet, and like I probably get cancelled for saying that.
But it's like she has got a few alright songs, like Cruel Summer, I would say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like being able to work it in correctly, because that's where it is. Like, it's the journey of playing the music. You know, if you play, you know, say, taking people on that journey, if you just throw one song in after the other, but you don't kind of like make it smooth in a way, then it can be like almost jagged, and people hear that song and they're like, oh, this is cheesy and crap.
Totally clunky.
But it's the same thing like with Venga Boys. Like Venga Boys is so cheesy, right?
Yeah, but that saved me so many times as well. Like,
But it's like it's being able to work it in to people just going like the YMCA. Like getting the whole of Peach Pit to do the YMCA.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's a complete moment.
But if I just throw it in or start with it or something like that, no one's going to do it.
No, 100%.
But you wait for that right
and
time.
you know your moment. You're like, they're ready for it. And you know how you see it in like this like queue of songs, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to blow that one off.
That's it. Yeah.
Totally.
Do you ever find that like you freestyle your mixes as well sometimes, or?
Yeah, like for sure. Again, like in the settings that I'm comfortable in, I'll just go free for all.
Yeah.
And specifically, like if I've shown up, prep's not gone to plan, it's not working, you just have to adapt in the moment. So like it's not my go-to, it's not my preferred, but 100% like I've done it, and everyone should be able to do that if they like playing out in venues. So
have you ever run into like any technical problems at all?
Definitely.
Like a CDJ's gone to emergency loop?
Like, and that was one of my gripes. Like when I had that residency at Magnet House, they like were the worst CDJs, and we would tell them like every weekend, like the venue and stuff.
Yeah.
Massive super club, but they had these old raggedy CDJs.
Yeah, they've been around
anyway,
for God knows how
honestly,
long.
It was like you just knew that like probably at some point during your set, like you were going to get emergency loops. So definitely had that.
How would you combat it then? Would you just...
A bloody mess.
Bloody mess.
Sometimes better than others. Like sometimes like you just have a cool head. You know, you might put a few loops in there and try to make it sound somewhat. But if it's emergency looped on the wrong section, you're fucked.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it's just a train wreck, and you just have to do what you can do to like get that song out as quickly as possible. So
because it's just a 8-bar loop. Or
so
right?
like you can save yourself if it loops on the right section.
Yeah.
But if it's on some random loop that sounds completely disjointed, and the whole club's like going, is she okay? Like, is she going to sort that out?
Yeah.
As soon as, but then again, like, people are forgiving, and like as soon as you put the next song on,
see, that's where a lot of people don't realise as well. Where it's like, this is what I've said to a lot of DJs, they've just started out, where it's like, if something happens and like, you know, emergency loop mode or something like that, most of the time, you know, they don't really realise, but they do. But if the music stops for a split second, it doesn't. Maybe not in a nightclub setting, but in a pub and a bar setting, it's like...
like even like when it's happened, like I don't think there's been any disasters, put it like that. And like we've all been out and seen like, you know, the music just cut out completely, or they've put the wrong channel down or like the wrong fader or something down. But like if you just adapt, like no one's going to crucify you for it. It's probably not a great look, and I don't think the promoter will be happy. Yeah. It's a bit of a blunder. But sometimes it's out of our hands. So I haven't had any absolute train wrecks. So
see, I've
touch wood, it doesn't happen.
I've had a situation at Market Grounds where someone's put drinks on the subwoofers, and since the subs were on the side, they actually vibrated and then spilt alcohol all through the subs, and then actually short circuited both subwoofers. So we just lost the bass in Market Grounds. So then we're just trying
are we talking like peak, like hour, like Friday?
It was like 11 p.m. 11 p.m. midnight. And then we were just like, what was that? And like me and my mate Andre were just sitting there like, okay. Like, I was like, give me a second. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to go have a look. And then like ended up figuring out what it was, having to unplug it, and then actually having to like adjust the speakers.
I'm so impressed you did that, like in the moment. I think I would have just like... I just would have lost it. Like
because all we had was mids and highs, no bass, and it just sounded tinny almost.
And like, did you get away with it though? Because like again, like just the average person probably didn't realise too much.
We ended up getting one of the subs going, so we kind of like saved it, but it still wasn't as thumping as.
God, I can't imagine the venue would have been too happy about that.
It was all hired equipment, so it was insurance and stuff like that, so it was okay. But it was quite funny. It's like the week after, all that happened was they got a whole heap of garbage bags and then just taped it around the ports so no alcohol can get in there or anything like that. So
yeah, look, I hope I can avoid that one. So
yeah.
No, I'm big, like, you know, in some of the like boiler room sets, and people come up and put drinks like it can be around the gear and stuff, and I'm like a complete like straight away like don't you dare, I'm that girl. Like
that's the way to do it.
Only because we've been trained like everywhere anyone who's ever DJ'd, you'll know there'll be like a big post-it note as soon as you get into the DJ booth, like no drinks around the gear. So
but see, like anytime someone puts a drink on my table, I just grab it and just like hold it out and tap them on the shoulder, like, here you go. Yeah. And they're like, what? And I'm like, no,
it's
you're not doing that.
literally not a table. Like, go and stand in the smoking area. Like,
see, what I've done for functions, because I've done functions in the past, but I would put a table in front of the DJ booth, so they can put all their drinks on that table in front, but it's not on my DJ booth table. So then it's like it's completely separate. Yeah,
that's a power move. Complete power move.
And it gives them a distance. They can't come all the way up and try and like. I don't mind if they request. But obviously at functions, they can be drunk and they'll be like, play this now, it's going to go off. And
this is another reason as to why I've been like hesitant to play anything kind of outside of like the odd hens party, because I don't know how I would go with that all night, just the relentless, like, and like they're paying you, so you should be doing whatever anyway.
That's
so
it, being dynamic, but at the same time,
but like as a performer, like if you're trying to just get into the groove of it and stuff, and you've constantly got someone coming up asking for the same song or whatever. Yeah. So that's why I'm cautious to stay away from that. What's some of the
you've had requests before, right?
All the time.
And then what's your funniest request?
God, I don't know if I've got any funny ones, but like you just get the same ones like over and over again. Like you said Justin Bieber Baby before, like you play a commercial club, that's going to get requested. And like your ABBA and stuff like that. Like, but I don't think I've had any rogue ones. Have you had something that's like randomly come up?
2 weeks ago we had, can you play Let That Coochie Breathe? So I held their phone up.
Yeah, but that's a tune.
Yeah, it's a great song, but it's like, what song is it though? Don't just hold up Coochie Breathe. Like, what is that?
That's amazing.
And we've had Apple Bottom Jeans by Drake as well.
Oh yeah, that's news to me that he produced that.
That's it, right? And then it's funny.
But you got it though. You were like, yeah, I know what you mean there.
No. So I actually said to her, I was like, that's not it. Come back with the right song name. We might play it.
You made her earn it.
And then she went back to her friends, and her friends were pissing themselves laughing. Right. And then she came back, and it was Apple Bottom Jeans by Flo Rida. And I was like, that's not the song. Like, it's got the artist. You're halfway there. But it's just like, it's the interaction. Yeah. Because that's where, like, a lot of people don't realize so like I interviewed this guy called Genga, and I always love referring back to him, right? But that was probably one of the best episodes we've ever done, because with him, we talked about the psychology behind going up on stage and being switched on, being able to actually just like, you could have a car accident, something could happen, this or that, your house might get broken into. But when you go to DJ and you go to perform, you have to basically put a mask on almost, and be up front and party and into it, like the whole literally
lot. It's the whole image. And I actually, like, now that you're saying that, I remember there was one night where I was switched off, and it was like the worst that I ever had. And it definitely like if it's not there, and it's again like it comes back to some of the psychology behind it and the psyche, and it's a whole other thing, like with that performance, which is like kind of what it is. If that's not right, then like, and I vividly remember that set, like it still makes me feel sick inside. But like if you're not on, like
but that's it. And when people go to the venue or the nightclub or the pub or the bar or whatever it is, when they see you just standing there and you're bored and you're not into it, they don't want to be there.
Totally. I've been like, I get a bit overzealous sometimes, like in the commercial clubs, like literally having a workout with the crowd. But I remember one of the promoters was like, even when I was like first like starting out, he was like, just keep trying to look up and like smile and stuff. And he was so right in the fact that like you need to have like a conversation with the crowd. Like imagine if you were having a one-on-one and I was looking in the other direction, like they're looking for you for permission to have like energy as well. So it's a two-way conversation.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
Like he's like literally like it's a conversation. Like you need to be like they won't be vibing, but if you see a DJ out there having like the best time of their life, not in every venue, but in like the cheesier commercial clubs with a younger crowd and stuff like that, like it goes a really, really long way. So
that's it. Do you have any ways to like kind of like kickstart the energy in the room at all? Like any like little tricks? Like, so for example, right, like what I'll do is I'll put a long song on, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minute song. I'll run to the bar if I'm playing at like a small bar or something, and they'll see the DJ like, where the hell's he going?
That's so good.
And then I'll go get 2 shots of tequila. Yeah. Then I'll run back to the DJ booth, and then I'll play the tequila song. So then people are just like, where the hell? Why? Oh shit, he's got shots. And then I play the tequila song. So then when I play,
oh my god, I need this.
And
in my
then
life.
When it hits tequila, you have a shot of tequila, and they're like, holy shit, he's ready to party.
I've never been that organized in my life, walking up to play like a set. I don't have any like energy. Like I think it's all about a presence, having a presence on stage presence, crowd interaction, reading the crowd, playing those like cheesy songs that you know that are going to work, that you can fall back on. We've all got those 10 songs in our back pocket that you just know are going to be able to like save a dance floor.
That's it, yeah.
Hopefully, anyway. Yeah. But I haven't tried that. I'm usually like a shot before I DJ. Yeah. But I do, like, even if I'm DJing like festivals or on a night out, I don't even barely drink. I'm a water girl.
Yeah.
Like I'll literally be on the waters all night, and it's not because I'm like, I'm just not a huge drinker. It's not because I'm like trying to refrain from alcohol and want to do a really good job. It's like I'm still working. But
that's it, yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like when I'm out there DJing, like I can't be bothered like smacking back the drink, so I just give like my bar cards away or whatever.
That's a good way to
do
it.
I might have one pre-drink or one drink because I'm thirsty, because I'm like dying up there on stage, like giving it my all, but that's it.
See, like sometimes the line can almost get blurred in a way, and so like for me, like I can definitely say that I have had drinking problems, but that's where it is. Like say when Lucy's Love Shack first opened, I was doing the first 7 weeks there, Fridays and Saturdays.
Wow.
So I would play at Flying Scotsman on Friday, and then as soon as I finished, go to Lucy's until 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I'd play at Peach Pit or Scarborough or something like that.
Yeah.
Then go there until 5 a.m. again. But because, like, you've seen how Lucy's used to be, right? And the stage was in the corner.
100%.
So then when you're on stage like that, everyone's looking at you. That's when I kind of like, it's silly to say, but I kind of got that rock star mentality where I would just get not wasted, but I would have a lot of drinks, and then I would actually just be like, just throwing energy into it, jumping around, being into it.
Did it work?
It worked very well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like when it hit Sunday or Monday, like I would just, like I would sometimes even go work on the Sunday. Yeah. So I would just stay inside. I would hibernate.
Yeah, I think if I was like putting in the work like you were as well, like I probably would have been drinking as well. Like that's effort.
Yeah.
Like, and with your 9 to 5 on top of all of that,
I
that would cause
doing that
anyone to
time,
drink. Like if you're playing that intent, like that's hectic. Yeah. So
but that's like, it's also keeping that level of energy, because like once again, like when you're on stage like that, you're in it. And like I find that sometimes for me, it's like when I do have a few drinks, I get more loose in a way, and then I'll just try do random different mashups of this and that I've never tried before. Yeah. But then it's like I find myself more bubbly and friendly because I'm, intoxicated.
Loosen up a bit.
Yeah, loosen up. But then that at the same time, it's like you got to keep that level of professionalism.
Yeah, there's definitely a happy medium.
Yeah. But then it's funny because I've gone, sometimes I get to the stage where I've worked at that place for so long that when I do drink, they're completely fine with it. And at the end of that, I might be quiet, but they've seen me on stage just like going absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, and they know your ability too. Like you're not out there like with your first booking and they're like, who's this guy like having shots of tequila on stage? Like
that's it,
it's not like they know what they're in for. They've been consistently booking you. So I think that's a whole other thing entirely.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
you've earned that, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's just practice. And it's just being so into it and involved in it, and just knowing your music as well, and like knowing what works. And because like I said, like I might buy music on the fly, but I'll listen to different things on Spotify and like try and find new music. But I don't play this music out and about, 'cause I'm always playing commercial sets.
Yeah.
Like
I know the complete vibe. Like literally, yeah.
Like currently, I'm diving through I saw this film at Luna Cinemas a while ago, but it was a study of 1988 to 1999 goth industrial music from Germany.
Oh my days.
Yeah, and so with that, it's all poetry. It's all like, the best way to describe it is like that music, it's classic rock and roll, but it's every song has so much meaning and like thought and emotion into it. You can't play that out and about. It just won't fit in anywhere, but it's so unique that I love it. But at the same time, it's like, it's my own personal music in a way.
Yeah.
Do you have that at all? So like you've got your house music, but do you have like your favorite music that you can't really give it a go or play out and about?
Well, like again, my go-to genre, like personally, would be like it's still house. So I think I'd probably still be able to get away with that. I don't have any really rogue like I don't know, weird lo-fi or something. Where like I'm plugging every day because I feel like honestly I derive energy from music, so I need something to put me on that level.
Yeah.
So nothing that like comes to mind, but you have to flick me the what you found in the in the archives there. I'm like, again, I'll listen to anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be my new go-to.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe we'll have to start an event where we actually play that out in the club and bring it to the people.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
See, like, there's can you please look up Metropolis touring? So there's actually an event coming to the Rosemount Hotel. And
we love the Rosie.
And it is a goth night.
Yeah.
But I've never the band seems alright, but I'm so on edge. It's like, do I want to go to this? Like, I don't know.
Are you ready? Yeah. Like
I don't know if I'd fit in because I don't dress. Go down a bit. It is. Which one is it? Lebanon Hanover. Click Lebanon Hanover. So these are like Swiss or, I mean, like, it just looks out there. Their music's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen like, you know, those videos where like the goths just kind of like dance and sway left to right?
Yeah, I'm sure this would have been like really prominent at some, like, again, like at some points in time as well.
Yeah.
This music's probably definitely had its heyday. Although quite niche now maybe, but.
Yeah. But that's where it's like music goes in cycles.
100%.
And that's the thing about it. It's like dubstep.
It
was huge.
It's making a bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Yeah, well, it turns out from talking to my mate, my roommate Ewan, it's actually huge over in Europe at the moment.
In Europe, right? Yeah. I thought you were going to say the States, but there you go.
Maybe no, I think it's Europe.
Yeah.
But like he'll show me a few videos where it's like it's not what it used to be.
You remember the dubstep we like grew up on, like OG, like Skrillex and stuff. That was
Adventure
something
Club
else.
Yeah.
I'd still be an absolute fiend if they dropped that on a night out, I tell you what.
Yeah.
But yeah, like again, it's just evolved so much, that genre.
Yeah. But that's it, and that's what happens with music, right?
Yeah.
It just keeps evolving and changing and doing the whole lot.
Like, do you remember when we were a bit younger, like trap was huge. Like huge. Like that was like, I guess the DMB of like these days.
Yeah.
So
that's it, and it was massive. But then once again, where did it go? It just dissipated almost.
I love that like genre still. I wish there was more of it, like Troy Boy and that kind of stuff. It's just like it's so naughty. It's so fun and full of energy.
But that's where it's so interesting. Where it's like you listen to that music again, and it's like it's almost harsh in a way. It's so hip, and it was so good back then.
Yeah.
But then now, like, if you listen to Scary Monsters, Night Sprites.
Oh, I get scared. Like, I'm actually like, God, he's come a long way. Like, as a producer, you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely love the new stuff that he's been putting out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that was it. And we were, like, wild for it back in the day, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
like,
it.
That was everyone's, like, first introduction to, like, that heavier type of music.
Yeah,
like,
that electronic
type of
music almost,
just in general.
But it's it's evolved, and now he's like, you know, he's got Rumble, and he's got this, and he's got that, and it's the same thing with, like, say, with Fred Again as well. Fred Again his music is so unique, and it's so
he's got a
bassy.
sound.
Yeah.
Kate Renata is another similar
That's
artist that does that. Like, he has a distinct sound. And you know, like, you don't even, like, even if you've never heard the song before, you know it's produced by him.
Exactly,
like, that kind of shit is amazing. Yeah. Like, they're not just buying into the conventional, you know, house music or, like, you know, R&B house or whatever.
Yeah.
He's literally got his own sound. It's awesome.
And so that's what I say to, like, a lot of people that want to dive into the production as well, where it's like, you know, try and be the next Flume in a way, or Wave Racer, or Flight Facilities, or Nero, or just any of those like classic artists like that redefined and made their own.
Do you remember
music.
like Flume's first album? Like, just how, like, then you could still put that shit on today and it would still works, bang.
Yeah,
like, literally.
Slaps,
like, people like reverting back to that type of music more often than not now, because like like it's still so sick. And that would have been a good like 10 years ago now. Hey,
but that's what's so funny. It's like I still play like The Top by Flume.
Yeah.
And it's like it still
actual
goes
banger
off.
still. Yeah.
And it's so old now. Like, can we try and find it if that's possible? Flume, I think it's On Top or The Top.
I think it's On Top.
Yeah, but it might be like 10 years old.
I reckon it's at least 10 to 12 years old. I reckon I was listening to that when I was 18, if not 19.
That's it. There it is. And then scroll down a little bit. 2012, 12 years old, spot on.
Yeah, with the rap and stuff that he like overlaid in lots of these songs and seeing that influence come through. Yeah, that was awesome. And he would have been Babyface at the time he was making this. I remember he still posts now about some of his like early music sets and like just how Babyface he was, like playing it, I don't know, maybe like Groovin' the Moo or something to maybe 1,000 people, and he's a superstar now.
That's it, literal superstar.
Yeah, it's like Rufus. Like I remember seeing them at like Players Bar in Mandurah.
Really?
And now like they're on the biggest international stage.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and they're literally like playing a set, and Elon Musk will rock up to watch their set,
right?
Like, things
and
like that.
But so unique in their sound and style, and like just so diverse applied across. Like that's again like such an easy way to get into maybe like more electronic music styles.
Yeah. That's it. It's finding
anyone.
Yeah, it's finding like something that you like, and then just exploring it, because that's what's like. It's so wild that music is just so big. The music in itself, like music culture, music genres, everything like that. You can find just some people like lo-fi, like what we were saying before.
Like
some people like drum and bass, drum and bass.
Yeah.
Some people just like dubstep. Some people like a bit of everything, or classic, or 60s, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's like just music is so important in everyday life. It really is.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And you know how like people have always been like, you know, if you could lose one of your 5 senses, or like if they took away your eyesight tomorrow, mine's always like I would always want to be able to hear.
Yeah.
Like I need music. Like I constantly consume music and podcasts for that matter, like every single day when I get up. But yeah, like it's just such a fundamental like part of what a lot of us do.
Yeah,
so
it's like the rhythm to life almost.
Pretty much. I know, listen to us getting all deep, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's
it is so true. Yeah. Do you ever wear hearing protection or anything like when you go out?
Yeah, I do. Ear-razors. I'm pretty naughty, like, and sometimes I don't. Like, I just don't put them in, or like, but I do. And when I'm going to gigs and stuff, I will use them.
Yeah.
I remember once. I think it was late last year. I think it was Boo that played at Metro City, and I didn't have ear-razors in, and I'm not even joking. Like, my ears were ringing for like 3 days, because that is like the biggest jump up drum and bass, and we were down the front near
good old jump up.
It was intense jump up though, like screechy, like jump scare vibes.
Sounds
I was like
a bed squeaking
by
almost.
the end of it, my like head was just swimming. Like it got to the point where I was like, I need to tap out, and like I like D&B, like so it wasn't for the faint-hearted, but I didn't wear my ear-razors that night, like any protection, and there's serious damage there, like literally ringing for days. So yeah, I would. That's the first thing. Like, protect your ears. Like,
And see, like, this is something that I've only just realised, and so I don't wear hearing protection, but my headphones have got noise cancelling on them. Like but like it's not electronic noise cancelling. It just blocks out because it's just thick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've only just realised in the last month, I would say, that I've actually lost a little bit of highs on my right ear. So it's...
Have you done like a test or anything?
No, I haven't.
You'd probably get sad if you did one. Like if you've been playing through like next to like monitors and like in your headphones for years.
Because like, do you play with the fallback at all, or?
Can't, like I have.
Yeah.
It's not like my ride or die, but
so for me, it's like I have to have a fallback.
You have to have it there,
because that way I just know exactly what's coming out and what's getting played out. So that way I can, when I go to mix it, I can just do it as smooth as possible.
Yeah. But
at the same time, now I've realized like, this is not good. So now I'm probably going to go and get them tested and get custom built ones.
Yeah, because I've seen people get the custom built ones, and I think if it's something that like you're doing routinely every weekend.
Yeah.
Multiple nights a week, like, and it's something that I probably only did in like the last year, to be honest, so like the damage is done.
That's exactly
but
it.
Protect your ears.
But see, that's where it's like I've had a good run though, because I've been doing this for 10-11 years now, but only just to realize in the last like month, it's like, hold up, why is that sound, the fan sound a little bit different when I do that? It might just be blocked ears from earwax. Fingers crossed.
It might be that we're getting old as well. But yeah, I think control what you can control and do that at least.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. We've only got about 4 or 5 minutes left. What would you recommend for people that like want to get into the DJ industry, like a good pathway or things that they should do to, you know, get gigs or make it happen or learn how to DJ or
like I guess like you can't have an ego.
Yeah, that's
so
very true.
remain really curious. You have to like genuinely put yourself out there. Like again, like if you want to formally learn, like there's fantastic DJ schools and what around Perth. YouTube's a really good place to start. I would start there if I was doing it all over again. If you're looking for the practical side of things, I would definitely say like, yeah, if you want to formally learn and put yourself in that environment, it might potentially lead to opportunities. So I've seen that like even some of the newer DJ schools now are offering like, say like 6 weeks of training with a club gig at the end.
Yeah.
Give it a shot if that's what's going to work for you. But
yeah, I
think again, it comes back to you really wanting it. And the biggest part about this game is networking, and you just have to put yourself out there. So a little bit about what we have already touched on. If you want to play like in the club, you should be out there supporting those nights, talking to people, trying to get in front of the right people. Like don't just walk up to the security guard and be like, yo, like who do I talk to be able to play in this club next weekend? That may not work, and it may, but yeah, so I would just say like just continue to put yourself out there and stay really curious. Networking is everything, and it's word of mouth. Perth, like again, like this scene, like word of mouth travels really quick, and one opportunity might turn into 10.
That's it.
So you just have to be really vulnerable and
put yourself
out there. So
that's spot on. Like,
yeah, and again, like, and this is probably something that I can improve on, but like, you know, social media and stuff is huge. Like, if you can build like a bit of an online presence, that's going to go a long way once you've got your foot in the door. So
yeah, create memes and try and get something to take off. Really.
I know, I'm not condoning it, but like TikTok, like people have been like that shit can take off.
Yeah.
More often, like, you know, it may not be guaranteed, but so just be creative with it, and if it's something you're passionate about, where there's a will, there's a way. So you're going to just give it your all. Don't be disheartened if it doesn't work out at first. I think that, like, you know, when we're learning, and potentially if you invest like say $1,000 or $2,000 in like a DJ course and you don't get to play in the club, like straight up, like that's normal, and you're probably going to hit those barriers. So
well, that's like with business in general. With business, it's like if you make a business, your business won't succeed usually for the first like 3 to 5 years, and that's just like, if you fall, just get back up, get back on the horse, and keep riding.
That's
like, you don't know where it's going to take you.
It's like what we do next, right? And I think like this again is super cliche, but it's free to be kind. So just get out there and be good to people and support other artists, and hopefully they do the same. That's it in this industry. Like it's a community, specifically in the most isolated city in the world. So
but see, that's what, like, I 100% agree with everything you said, because that's the thing, is like, I say this to newcomer DJs, where if you want to try and get a gig at a club or something like that, go and stay the whole night. You know, like
literally the whole night.
Yeah, because then at the end of the night, when the DJ's finished and the security's telling you to leave and stuff like that, at least they'll see it's like, oh, that guy stuck around for 4 hours.
And do you know what? Like, if I was a DJ and I just walked off stage and someone wanted to have like a genuine conversation like that, I would be stoked and more than happy to share all of my knowledge.
That's exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would love to help out. Like, like if someone approached me like that, like, I think that takes a lot of guts. Again, like, ego has to go out the window. So, but you just gotta be humble, and you gotta be nice, and it's gonna be uncomfortable at times. But keep trying, and someone will see something in you, and just try to have a little bit of a point of difference. And
confidence is key as well.
That's it. I know, and it can be hard, but like at the end of the day, you're gonna need a bit of confidence to get up there and make a room full of people dance. So see, it's quite funny. So I'm going to Japan in 3 weeks, and so my plan is I want to interview a Japanese person over there. Yeah. So I'm going to take the podcast on the road if I can. But then the way I'm going to do it is we're going to go to a nightclub. And we're going to stick at that nightclub till it closes. I'm going to approach random people like, hey, do you speak English? What area are you going to? So we're going to Tokyo for a week. Okay. Then two days in Kyoto, 2 days in Osaka. Stunning. And then maybe also go down to Hiroshima as well for a day. Yeah, I think you'll be safe if you do go to like a club in like Tokyo or maybe like Kyoto. But like some areas, the English is very like limited. And they're like, but I think the thing with the Japanese is they're like beautiful people, and like how cool that you can go and experience like their music culture and their music scene and just and just give it a crack. Like,
So
that's so sick.
It. That's really why I want to do it, because I just want to go over there and be like, I'm from Perth.
What the hell are they listening to now? Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall. You'll have to document it and give some content to the people back home.
I really wanted to get those Ray-Ban glasses, because then like you can go live on Instagram, so that way I can actually like go live first person in the club, and then just be like, what is going on? Like, you know, let's get drinks, let's party, let's have a good time.
For sure.
And then just sit there and just stare at the DJ, so like they get the live vision of it.
I wonder what the like scene's gonna be like over there. Do you reckon it'll be like a bunch of super clubs, or I reckon there's gonna be a bit of both. Like, you'll be able to get some really grungy, like cool places like Tokyo. There's something for everyone there. Like, there's different districts that have like different things they're known for. So that's just going to be amazing. All I have for you is make sure you save your pennies, because it ain't cheap, but it's going to be worth every dollar. And
have you been before?
Yeah.
It was good. It was worth it.
100%.
Yeah.
So Kyoto, Tokyo, and then did Hakuba. So went in for their snowboard season, like their ski season. Sorry. So yeah, a bit of tradition and bit of Tokyo, but like I loved it, and I would love to go back. Like, spend much more time there. Like, there's so many gems across Asia. Did Vietnam a couple of years ago, and we went out a fair bit there. And like, their Vietnamese house is like so intense. It's like so high energy and like bang, bang, bang. Like, literally like, just the most random, like, intense shit. It's like, it'll scare you. Like, but it's all night. It's relentless. Like, it's just like you're on this, but like, again, be like parts of Thailand. Like, their night scene is big there. It's massive. So
that's it. I really want to explore that kind of area and just have a look and go from there.
Cool.
So we've basically run out of time.
Are we off now?
No, we're still going.
Yeah. All right. So let's wrap up.
So usually that's my job.
Yeah.
So, by the way, as well, Blake, so that happened, if you're still watching, Blake, so that happened at Metros. How did that go? What time did that happen? Just before we wrap it up. Send us a... Oh, wait, that was 28
what
minutes ago.
What is it? I know we've been... Blake's probably like... We've glazed over. We've been waffling on. Was that about the emergency looping and stuff? He's probably still got trauma.
Oh, no, he said no subs. The subs cut out.
Oh, yeah. Good times. Again, like, super club, but the gear that we used to play on upstairs, we got none of the 3000s. They just gave us something that they found out the back. Like, but all well and good. We sorted our way through it.
Yeah. But honestly, thank you so much for coming on, though.
Oh, thanks for having me. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, it's been good, right? Like, just
it's been really good, and you guys have such a good thing going here, so keep it up. And
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. You know, I love it, and like, obviously it's something we're both really passionate about, so
that's it.
Wouldn't do it unless you loved it, right? So yeah, thank you, and thanks to everyone who tuned in.
Yeah. All right, cheers, guys. And then next week we have, let's have a look. Because we're booked up until April, until I actually go away. We have Trippy Hippie. So I've had to. We were supposed to have an episode last week.
Yeah.
But then because I was doing the double shifts, 16-hour shifts, this and that, so I actually had to move the podcast. But
he's grinding. Yeah.
But I've got Katie coming on next week.
Cool.
So she's just started diving into the DJ world. So I kind of want to help give her wings in a way, and you know, if I can help her out, encourage her, point in the right direction. She's amazing, really cool chick.
Fantastic.
And I think she's going to, Blazing Swan this year.
Gonna do Blaze.
So I think she's got a few gigs there as well.
You'll be in Japan, hey?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Are you going to Blaze or?
Nah, it's not for me this year. But obviously, I know lots of people who do go.
That's it. It just seems like the next big thing.
Yeah, I've got to behave. I've got a fair bit of travel. Like even on Friday, fly out to Bali.
Oh, really?
So. Which is not for work, which is really good. So, but yeah, no, Blaze will be fantastic.
Yeah.
So
it'd be fun.
That's good. Looking forward to tuning in.
Yeah. Cheers for that. All right, we'll see you guys next week. So, cheers, Blake. cheers for doing your thing. And
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. All right. So,
yeah.
catch ya.